Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how to add breadcrumbs to your single listings. I recently did a video for configuring SEOPress for my listing, a very extensive video where I mentioned doing this as a separate video later on. Okay, so I'm fulfilling that promise here. I'm going to show you how to get to the SEOPress guide as well real quick, which is what I'm going to be following along with for this video. Okay, so we're going to go from the MyListing Club website, that's mylisting.club. We're going to go up under menu and resources. In the search box, we're going to type in SEOPress. And this is the guide that we will be working from today, configure SEOPress for my listing websites. I've got that pulled up on my other screen ready to go. And I've also updated it this morning before doing this video to include these new breadcrumbs instructions, okay? So here we are looking at a demo My Listing website. We're looking at a listing, a single listing, and there's no breadcrumbs here. So the goal here is to place a breadcrumb right underneath the tagline here, just to give a bit more navigation for the user, to help them understand where they are within your My Listing website, okay? Now you can place these breadcrumbs in a number of places in the single listing, but this is where we're gonna place them for this video, and that's what the instructions cover, okay? So first up, we need to enable breadcrumbs within the SEOPress Pro plugin, okay? This requires SEOPress Pro, all right? From the dashboard, I've got both of the plugins installed. I'm gonna go to SEO and then dashboard. And I'm gonna scroll down and toggle on the breadcrumbs feature as far as SEOPress is concerned, but then we need to go in and manage it and actually enable it for the website. So we wanna check this box, enable breadcrumbs, enable HTML breadcrumbs, okay? Next up, we wanna do the separator. By default, it's gonna put a hyphen in. If you're okay with that, then that's cool. If you want to backslash the slash that leans to the left, as shown here in this placeholder, that's my preferred method for breadcrumb separators. The key though is you can't just put one in there. You need to put two because the browser is going to escape one of those and i.e. it's going to strip it out. So you need two in there if you want that particular separator. Okay, so a little pro tip there. This next section doesn't apply to us in this case. This one does. Taxonomy to show in breadcrumbs for post types singular. Listings are a single post type, okay? So as we see here, we have listings, okay? So click that drop down, and what we wanna do here is define what else is in that breadcrumb. By default, you're gonna have home, you're gonna have the name of the listing, and then listings is also gonna be in there eventually. That's part of this video, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're defining what else is going to appear in front of that listing name. So let's go ahead and just, for the sake of this video, choose categories. You see here that you can put in tags, categories, regions. You can do custom taxonomy. Mods here is a custom taxonomy on this particular demo site. So you can put any of your custom taxonomies in there, whatever you want to choose there. So let's choose categories here. And that's all we need to do as far as listings go. None of the other stuff really applies to listings other than maybe doing the translations here, okay? Or adding some text before the actual breadcrumb. As they show here, you could say, you are here, colon, and then do the breadcrumb. So that's another thing you can do. You can also use local translate to translate this stuff as well if you've already got that plugin installed. So totally up to you there. All right, let's go ahead and save changes. We've got what we need to get this going. All right, so let's refresh the listing. We see there that there is no breadcrumb. That is what we expect there. We're not ready to go just yet. Now we need to add the breadcrumbs to the listing. So for that, we need to browse our web files, our web server files, our file system. Here we are within FileZilla. That is my recommended app for doing this. And the reason you want to use this app instead of a plugin, don't ever install a plugin that is just for browsing your file system. It's a major security risk. It potentially slows down your site. It's not recommended. Most important, well, not most important, equally important is if you do something when you edit your files, you can lock yourself out of your entire website, taking your website down with it. It's not good. You need something like FileZilla to browse your files so that way you can always get in and make adjustments, okay? So here we are, browsing the root of our WordPress file system. We need to browse to public WP content. Then what else do I have here? My listing, go to themes, and then the My Listing parent theme. And then we want to go to templates. And then our single listing template is what we need to edit. Okay, so that's this one right here, listing.php. Okay, I'm going to drag this down to my local workstation and edit it there. Okay, and next up is what we're going to do. Yes, we're going to edit this right here on our desktop, on our workstation. And we need to go to line 94. And we're going to add a code snippet, which is part of the guide. So you just copy it from the guide. You're going to bump this line down so you can insert the code snippet right there at line 94. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and save this file. Now remember, the file is on our actual workstation. Okay. So now we need to bring it up to the MyListing child theme. So we're going to browse to MyListing child. And we need next to go into the templates folder, but there is no templates folder. So we need to simply create a new directory, a new folder called templates. Okay. When you work with child themes, you need to have the exact same path as the parent theme where those files live so that the theme knows that you're overwriting it. Okay. Okay. So we've got that folder structure. Let's browse then to the templates and let's drop in our edited listing.php file in that folder. Okay, so now we've told MyListing says, hey, we've got a newer version of the single listing template we would like you to use going forward. That's what we've essentially done here. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh our listing. There we go. We now have our breadcrumb in there where we want it, but it's not finished yet. So let's continue on here. I'm going to skip down a bit. And I'm going to skip down to the styling the breadcrumb section just because I want you to be able to see this breadcrumb better. So you can use the code snippet I have in the guide, or you can use your own CSS. But as you can see here, you can't see the links and stuff. Okay. So I'm going to drop over into WP Codebox. That's how I add all of my code snippets to any website. One of the beauties of WP Codebox is that you can add your CSS to a specific area of your website for performance reasons. So I've created a code snippet called single listings. It's of type CSS. Okay. I've dropped my CSS in there. Now I'm going to open the conditions builder, and the condition I'm going to add is say, if the post type is job listing, which means listing, right? If it is a listing, let's load this CSS. Otherwise, I do not want to load this CSS. Okay, that's where the performance comes in. We're going to save our snippet, enable it. Okay, now let's refresh our listing. There we go. That looks much, much better. Okay, pretty cool stuff. So, but we still have a ways to go. What we have now is if you want to go back to the home page, that's cool. But then we just have the name of the listing, which we already have here. So that's not enough. Okay. All right, let me go back up and continue where we left off. Okay, so now we want to get a more like a full breadcrumb in there, get that full path in there to show how we arrived at this listing, okay? SEOPress is going to include what I'm about to show you within a plugin update they said in August, okay? So right now they've supplied us with a workaround. Again, if you want to wait till August to do this, that's totally cool, but I'm going to show you how to do this now if you want to, all right? In the guide, I also explain why this fix was needed. Okay, so if you want to, if that interests you, can read that. Okay, with this fix, the breadcrumb will change from home/listing name, as you see here, to home/listings/listing name. So this is going to inject listings in there, but because we also chose, you remember, we chose down here, we chose to also inject the listing category into the breadcrumbs. So that's ultimately what we want to see here is home/listings/ the category of the listing and then the listing name. That's what we're going for here. Okay, so we need to browse back to our file system. And this time we're going to edit the SEOPress Pro plugin. So we go to plugins, SEOPress Pro, the Inc folder, and then the functions folder. And we're looking for options.breadcrumbs.php. That's this one right here. So we can go ahead and edit this one directly because we don't have a child theme coming into play here. Okay, on this one, we want to copy the code snippet provided in the guide on line 251. So let's look for 251. Okay, so there's already something there. We're just going to replace that. Okay, and then on line 284, we're going to do the same thing. I've given you another code snippet for this one. So line 284, we're just going to replace what is there. All right, and let's save our changes for that. Okay, so let's refresh. That should have came over. What did I miss, if anything? Let me make sure that this saved. That should have worked. What did I miss? What did I miss? Let me try to refresh one more time. That should have done it. There we go. Yeah, so it was just caching. Okay. All right. Now, so this is much better. So we've got our listing name here, and we've got sedan as the category. So if I click on that, it's going to pull up in the Explorer page, and it's going to sort by that category automatically. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. One of the problems, though, is listings. I'm not a fan of this one. So if you click on listings, it's going to give you an archive page of your listings. So by default, it's going to pull in all of the listings, okay? Because we haven't filtered or done anything there, right? So as we see here, we've got things that aren't cars listed in here, which isn't ideal. Now, I'm not going to cover it in this video, but you can create an archive template with Elementor Pro that's going to make this look better anyway. But again, the filtering isn't going to really help because the archive defaults to all listings, okay? But you can make this look better if you want. So what I say here in the guide is, as mentioned above, the full breadcrumb path leaves us with home/listing/listing name, and then also we injected the category in there, which may not be enough or ideal for some website owners. This is the reason why I showed you the first one. If you click on the listings portion of the breadcrumb, you're going to get that archive page, okay? So instead of the listings portion of the breadcrumb, I would rather have it be the name of the listing type. So let me go back, open this tab. I would rather this be, personally, I would rather this be the listing type right here. So instead of listings, have that be listing type. So cars in this case. I would like to see cars there. So you click on that, it takes you to the cars listing type, similar to how it does with sedan right here. So it would just open basically right here, okay, to the cars. That would be what I would want if it was my website, okay? So again, really quickly to recap, my desirable approach would be home/cars for the listing type, /sedan in this case, which is the category, but I could see where region might come into play or tags, depending on your business, how you've built your MyListing website. Could be a custom taxonomy in there, but that's what I would like to see. And then the listing name, okay? I want to get the short version of what I'm trying to say is I want to get that listings out of there and replace it with the actual name of the listing type, okay? Okay, so with that in mind, to customize this, we're going to need custom development, okay? In the guide, I've given you 2 links that were supplied by SEOPress. They said this is going to get your developer or a developer the head start in getting this customized as you'd want. So if you have access to the guide and you want to have this custom developed, you can use those links to do so. It should not be a big job. It should be a pretty quick, inexpensive job. Unless you're a developer, then you could probably knock it down yourself. If you're not, then I would check out the club's custom development service. You can possibly get this developed for free. I think this is something that a lot of people would want, and you could probably get your money back, whatever you paid for. So let's say you paid $50 to have this developed. I'm almost 100% certain you're going to get that money back. So it'd be free development for you. I can imagine that a lot of people would want this ability. Okay. So definitely consider checking out that service. It's really a pretty awesome service. Okay. Okay. That is it. I hope you found this useful. I hope it inspires you to do more stuff with your single listings as far as breadcrumbs. And yeah, just think about where you want to place them. how you want to style them, that sort of thing. And yeah, and also check out that SEOPress video in general. It's very extensive. And check out the SEOPress guide. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Thank you very much.